Hello, good people. Welcome, YouTube. And today I am streaming from Patrice Bisiot's Image Impact Index YouTube channel, where we will be actually, talking a lot about branding. And today it's not one communication, but today it's like communication for all. Like everybody can join in here, everybody can share their remarks, share what they learned in the last previous 7 weeks, because we have been doing consistently for the 7 weeks live session. And today we're going to take questions from you. So it's going to be too much value for you guys. So don't forget to tune in today and, get all the value. And today we have our brand specialist, Patrice, with us. Patrice, give hi to the audience.
Ah, bonjour.
Yeah, that's iconic high that Patrice always gives us. So yeah, we will be coming back after a short intro, and then we're gonna jump in directly to the questions and everything. And meantime, don't forget to share with your community, guys. Don't forget to share with your people, share with the persons that you think that they need the value. If you are a good friend, maybe your relatives, your whoever that is, because it's gonna be very helpful. I can assure and vouch for that. Okay, let's go to the intro.
Where I'm trying to get to the core of her to be like, what's happening in your head? Everything is attached to. How many times today did you judge someone from the way they look? We're gonna do little teams of 2 and 3 people. See how they work as a team. Relationship, whether it's romantic relationship. It started on the red carpet. Mankind's creation. Now, we're bridging it in Mary, recession. That is all enough.
Woohoo! What a video, what a promo, Patrice. What a journey so far. It's very inspiring to, seeing the visuals and everything. I think your journey sums up in that video, and the audience were also pretty much motivated seeing your journey. So they also want to be like you, right? And that's why they are here today asking a lot of questions and, trying to put together, talking with you and stuff. So, what I'm gonna do right now is start taking the questions, but before that, maybe a small introduction from your side will help the to understand more about brand. And meantime, I will be giving you the questions that comes in the comment section. Okay.
All right. Yes. So let's talk about branding today, and the way I approach it and the way I discovered my own gift and helping my, executives and leaders and entrepreneurs around the world is really having understood that the way you present yourself, everything you wear, is not just clothing you're putting on. It's not just the appearance or the haircut. It's about the message you are sending out. It's about knowing, all right, when I get ready in the morning, how do I get ready to transmit that message, that nanosecond, which I talk about all the time, which is the only instant moment you have. When you walk into the room, this is how you transmit what you want the people to understand about you. This is your life story. Everything you wear, transmit just that visual cue that you want people to receive. And I discovered that because working with Hollywood and global leaders and all, it was always, make me beautiful, make me powerful, make me this or that. But I'd also realized that in the process of that, it's like the word that means something to you doesn't mean something to someone else. The emotional attachment you have to a word is a very different thing. Gorgeous to you, gorgeous to her, gorgeous to the other one is a very different meaning. Therefore, in order for you to build your brand, I need to understand what you mean by that. What is the visual relationship you put with this word? And by doing so, then I started understanding that helping celebrities for a red carpet, if they're premiering a movie, a CEO maybe that will promote a product in front of the media, or making a public apology, which I talk about in my the last book that I wrote. That is what it is. It's not just clothing you put on. It's not just, oh, I better behave correctly and put my shoulders up. And no, it's about how you are, your authenticity, because your authenticity when you walk into the room is the only moment people will receive, as we are vibrational beings. And we know that, okay, I can trust her, I can trust him. Don't feel so good about her. I don't know, he's giving me a weird vibe. There we go. We are vibrational being. Therefore, the authenticity, the heart you put into it in the morning when you get ready, that is your brand. Brand is not something you build out of thin air. Brand is not something you take pieces of and then you glue it together and it's like, there you go, my brand. And I know for most people, branding is your business card, your website. Maybe you have a brick and mortar business and that's the way it's decorated and painted.
Right.
It
Right.
is some of that, but it's really about how you show up and that moment you walk into the room, you open your camera, however you present yourself is how you're going to transmit your brand.
Right, exactly, exactly. I think the audience here also got the gist what you were trying to say. But like a lot of time, I have seen myself, people will understand, like the importance of branding, maybe in their regular life, maybe in their, like business life, and people mostly, like understand brand by the business part only. So that say by saying that, actually, somebody in the comment section asking how can personal branding help someone advance in their career or business or personal life? So like how branding can, like evolve around all the aspect of life, and how do you think that makes an impact? So that's a good question, I think, from Forest Creation. Thank you for the question. Patrice, do you have the, like some powerful answer for that?
Of course, I always have a powerful answer for everything.
Yeah,
That's my
right.
nature. But it's a great question because it's always, that is the thing. Help me with my personal brand, help me with my professional brand. And that's where I already know that there is a disconnect and a misunderstanding of what branding is. You are your brand. Once again, the person you are when you leave your home and going to the workplace to to a business meeting, pitch a client, is the same person. It's not like some two separated personalities that you have. It's not a multiple personality disorder. It's actually you. Because when you get ready in the morning, you do two things. You identify how do you feel? How is today? What is your emotional level? Do you feel kind of, my mood is not so great. It's cold out there. It's going to be, just a regular casual meeting. So already right there, you identify what you feel like, what you
Hmm.
want to wear to transmit that emotion. And also because now you are identifying the goal you have. Because if you're pitching the biggest client of your life, well, now you better be, hopefully in the morning, you feel like, yes, I'm going to nail this. This is going to happen. Now I feel great. Maybe I'm going to wear some colorful something that I'm going to wear is making me feel powerful. And that's how it works. So personal and professional, they always go hand in hand at all times because your brand is the essence of you because people trust you, they buy you, they want to deal with you. They don't deal with a name, they don't deal with a business card, they don't deal with a website, they deal with you. Therefore, you are your brand, your bridge between personal and professional.
Perfect, perfect. I think Foiz, you got the answer in the most powerful way possible. So I hope you implement all of them and keep shining and like be one of our active members of this community. So going to the next question, there are lots of questions. I can't like like choose every question, but I'm just picking up the ones I'm loving. So what somebody named Faisal is asking, what goals do I have for my personal brand in the next 6 months or 1 year? So I think Faisal is asking like, like a very personalized and customized question, like a tailored question for him. which is very hard to answer, like in a live session. That's what we do in the coaching sessions usually. But can you just give him a sneak peek, like what he can do, or like some of the things that he can keep in mind to implement all those things?
Absolutely. Yes. It is a question I get all the time. How do I know my brand? How do I identify my brand? Branding. What is branding? Build your brand, align your brand. I get it. The process looks very nebulous and very cloudy and very confusing. Got it. What you want to do is remember what you are aiming for. And the exercise, one of the most powerful exercise you could do. And this is not one answer fits all, but it definitely helps you. It's one of the pieces.
Hmm.
Before, if you're confused that way, you write your own eulogy. And some of your people in your community, and obviously mine, I know that too, pen and paper. First of all, old school, because you want your brain to really process what you are thinking. So by producing the thought, now you're writing it down on a piece of paper. Your eyes are picking up the words you're writing, sending it back to the brain, and round it goes, because now we have actually a process into it. By writing it
Right.
down, because digital, I know we're in the digital era and everybody wants to go fast and faster, and then the brain is scattered all over. No, no, no. Branding is a serious matter. Building your brand means this is how you're going to show up in the world every single day, personally and professionally. So that eulogy will bring you back to center, to knowing what is my, and write this down, guys and girls. I mean, because I know everybody's so sensitive now. Guys in general, meaning everyone, it's vision, mission, and purpose. So vision is, when I was a little boy, when I was a little girl, what was that I was thinking of? How did I think my life as an adult would be? What was kind of the dream I was aiming for? Mission, now it's like, what do I do with that dream? And how do now I spread that into the world? How do I make me whole and happy and fulfilled? Because now every day I'm going after something I love doing passionately. And purpose, now you're doing something that actually contributing to your own life, to others' life, to helping a community, helping your business with your employees, helping your family, helping your neighbor, whatever it is that it is. Because that is the thing too. People think, obviously, writing your own eulogy, it's like, I'm not dead yet, I'm not
Hmm.
planning on dying anytime soon. I reacted the same way the first time. I was like, what? I'm going to write my own eulogy? Yeah, because at the end, that eulogy will do what? By writing those, imagine now, and you're going to step back from your own skin and actually almost like an out of body experience, watching it from above and say, if and when someone will actually, I'll be there, I'm going to go to a different place. How do I want to be remembered? And you need to remember that it goes by three. Three is a great energetic number, but three things that's going to help you
Hmm.
first to focus, and also that's going to help you to understand what is this and that I really want to be remembered for. So whether it's a career, whether it's stardom, whether it's helping, whatever it is, what your dream is and how you want to be remembered, that's going to help you a lot to focus on how you go about building your brand. Because by having it in writing, you're going to surprise yourself to realize, wow, actually, I got so much into the grind that I kind of forgot
Hmm.
that I wanted to help kids. I wanted to, go after my dream job. And I kind of feel like I'm stuck. I'm here because often people come to me because they're stuck. They're stuck in their career. They're stuck personally. They feel like, I know I'm missing something in order to get to the very top. And that's what you do. So
Right.
that eulogy will help you a great deal. Pen and paper, remember old school. And that's going to be a great first step to identify in 6 months from now. Believe me, if you're so clear and you're clarifying that message by writing it down, 6 months from now you're ready to face the world.
Exactly. Yeah, that's actually very insightful, and I think that gives you a good direction. Faisal, I think he asked the question, so I think you got your answer, Faisal. If you have anything other to add, like any other comments or suggestion, or if you were asking for anything else, you can do. Meantime, I can see a lot of people. We can see Sabekun here. I struggle in communicating my values to my target audience. Do you have any advice for someone who has amazing offerings but fails to communicate? Very, very good question. I think this is what we struggle, everyone, like everyone struggles with it, more or less. So I think, Patrice, it's a good question which you can answer, and like bring value on this video.
Yes, of course. The communication. Yeah. How do you go about communicating? Communicating comes from you. And most of the time, I hear it's fear. Because that's the problem. With all the white noise and all the craziness with social media, you've got the social part that tells you be who you are, go after what you want, be, the explosive you out there and just rock it. Yeah. And then you decide one day, I'll take a chance. I'll be me. I'll show my offering. I'll show my USP. I'll show what I have or my USB, and it's like, oh, you get bashed for it. You got criticized. You got the trolls everywhere because trolls have nothing better to do with their lives because they're so miserable in theirs that they need to
Mhm.
go to other people's life, criticize them, throw horrible things at them. Who cares? And I know it's a process. I say that like it's a magical thing, and then you could just say, oh, turn it off and say, you know what? They can say whatever they want. That communication is actually ignited by authenticity. And that authenticity is, understanding and realizing where is your fear to speak up,
Right.
to wear what you want, to maybe feel like, maybe, there's so much of that particular offer. I'm going to go there. So you're defeating yourself. Again, it's fear. Now, if you think, I got a great offer, I love the way I look, I'm going to rock it, whether it's in front of the media, in front of a camera, in writing, maybe if you're a blog, maybe a podcaster, whatever medium you use to transmit that message. But to communicate properly, you need first to love yourself. Take a mirror, look at it, stare at the mirror. And if the first thing you do, the first thing you pick on, your hair, your skin, I don't know, something, your body weight, then you're not ready to face the world. That is your compass to really understand, how am I going to go out there convincing someone that I have a great thing to offer, and yet I feel like, oh yeah, but maybe they're going to hate it. Maybe they're going to think I'm too fat, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too skinny. That's the problem. So now is the journey to embrace yourself. At the moment you start, step by step, remember, nothing is magical. You need to walk before you run. You do the same thing. In order to communicate your message properly, you need to go back and say, all right, how does it work in my head, in my core, in my being, in my emotional self? And that's how you got to start understanding, okay, today I love myself. Wow, today I'm ready to go. And you understand that suddenly, like, wow, everybody's so responsive. I go to a meeting, everybody's listening. I have a client, I took a consultation with this potential client. They're signing me in because they feel like, yeah, cool. And that's how you're going to communicate. Authenticity is your best tool. Authenticity will get you everywhere and anywhere.
Exactly. I think that's what we talk mostly about, like authenticity, like how we can be ourselves, like showing us the unique proportion. The problem is that in today's world, we always want to be like someone, but not like crafting your own style, own brand or something like that. And that's the place somewhere I feel like most people get stuck. But anyways, I think our community people will be understanding that because we emphasize on authenticity like now and then, every time. I think in every live, in every post, we mention about authenticity. So great stuff, Patrice. Great, well explained, I would say. Okay, we won't be taking much more questions, guys. Drops more questions which we would think that like answer worth answering, because we can see a lot of comments, but actually this can be kind of repetitive because the way Patrice explains that gives a lot of answers altogether. So I'm looking for something unique. Okay, what trends or changes in branding do you foresee in next few years, and how can brands prepare? So it's something like like forecasting about the future trends, how a brand's gonna align with that, and like what how we should prepare for that, or how we should think of that. Let's say about the technological thing, the way the trends are changing, the way we are meeting, the way we're doing podcasts and everything, the way we're trying to help people. So in maybe next 1 year, how they gonna, like, all the brands or personalities, how they gonna align with the changes of this technological thing, or like the trends currently that's very, like, changing almost every now and then. So what would be your say on this, Patrice?
All right, there is a thing that people keep on forgetting. I know we're incorporating everything strategically with technology, and I understand AI is in our lives. It's not going anywhere. But now they're already starting backpedaling. In fact, I was just in Paris last week, and there was I went to a conference about that, like where AI is a tool to work with. But when you build your brand, this is not like you throw a bunch of words into an AI and it's going to just give you some all done answer. I have a perfect example, and it goes actually to school. My friend the other day was upset because the professor, I mean, the teacher rather, because he's a young kid, but, give a 0 to the entire class. Why? Because they used AI. So instead, and it was about a very personal topic, it was like an open conversation on a particular topic. What did all the students do? And I'm talking 12-year-old, going on AI, type the idea. Of course, it pulled out something good. I mean, because AI, although AI, does a lot of repetition, it's not so precise after all. Where is your voice? Nowhere to be found, because it's one fits all. And the literally entire class gave the exact same answer. Like literally, no one bothered. Copy, paste, done. Yeah. And the teacher said, no, that's not what I said. And I actually even told you, you can help yourself with AI, but it's not how it works. Same thing, fast forward from childhood, and remember, we are the result of what we are from childhood to an adult. Is the same thing. Yes, technology is advancing a ton, and it goes so fast that even, I'm always like, all right, I have to catch up, and that's why I have great people like you around me to help me understanding the process. But it's about you. You're forgetting that more and more there is this white noise. You mentioned it a few minutes ago. Everybody wants to be someone. Suddenly, now social media, you got to be an influencer, a model, a supermodel, a well-known person for whatever. No, be yourself for who you are. It doesn't matter how much technology there is around you. You want to make a difference, the disruptor. I'm thinking Gary Vaynerchuk. When he came out
Mhm.
and swearing like a sailor, you would think like, what? But you know what? He didn't follow the trend and go, oh my God, if everybody is doing that, I'm going to do sheep and I'm going to be a sheeple, because we call that sheep and people. Yeah, sheeple. No. He went against the current and said, no, I don't care. I'm going to F word everything I say because that's who I am. But I'm also going to give value along the way, because at the beginning I was actually having a hard time understanding where the value was until I got it. It took me a little, but it doesn't matter. What I'm saying here is technology or not, and he's using technology, obviously, and he's an extremely successful influencer. I'm saying that because he's very popular and everybody knows him worldwide, but that's because he was himself. He only
Right.
used the technology to spread his message, but not a mean for all. It's not like he used that because that's what helped him. No, what helped him was authenticity. And we go back round and round to the same departure point. The way you are and who you are is enough. And again, now we go back to the previous question. Embrace your fear, recognize your fear, deal with your fear, go to alignment, be yourself, and push yourself out there. I don't care that it's going to be another 10 platform and another form of Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, it's fine. These are places to spread your message. They don't make you, don't take, oh, this is trending. This is trending. A trend, it's like
Mhm.
fashion. Fashion is, you could wear whatever you want. Today's world, it's not like in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, like you had to have a specific outfit and the hair had to be a certain way. Otherwise, you were an outcast. Now it's very different. You wear what you want. You wear what you feel like. You wear what you want people to understand about you. So same thing, technology or not, we are still human beings and we forget that. And that's why I say, when you write your eulogy, pen and paper, same thing. Could you go to AI to help yourself? Yes, I do it all the time. It gives me a little bit of structure, maybe an idea I didn't have, a little bit of a skeleton. Yeah. But then after that, I literally like forget it, read it, absorb some of it, and whatever I retain, now it's going to be incorporated, and I put me into that blog, into that video, into a podcast, whatever it is that I'm doing. But this is what it is. Again, authenticity goes back to the beginning. And technology or not, it's about you. People trust you, buy you, want to deal with you. That starts with you at home.
Hmm. Perfect, perfect. I think, like that sums up the answer that they're looking for. So I think we are, like getting a lot of questions, but we won't be answering those. We'll be taking last two questions. So guys, like if you have any more questions, maybe in the next live we can answer that. But for today, we'll be taking the two best questions out of here. So I think I see a question over here, which I think we can discuss is that what are the most important elements of a strong brand identity? So this is very important when you try to craft your brand in the initial stage, and also to structurize the element wise, like, like what should the my brand consist of or something like that. I think we talked about authenticity a bit, but if you can, like describe some more other features or other elements that might help Soyeda, who actually commented and wanted to get help on this.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, that's true. I mean, authenticity is obviously now we have it clear that it is how it starts. But to build a strong brand, you have to have three elements. The three elements are first, the way you tell your story, because the way you literally look is a story. Just like a book or a movie, people connect to a story. If they cannot, that's why if they cannot understand the story you're telling, because you're wearing purple hair, but you're wearing a super traditional suit and you're wearing flip-flops, that's an example of like, okay, I'm
Mhm.
lost. Edgy, classic, traditional, beachy, I'm lost. If I'm lost, a lost mind, a confused mind, never buy. It's never going to convert into a friendship, a business deal, a partnership of any sort, romantic or personal, professional, never. So the first part of a strong brand is looking at you and say, yep, got it. Got the story. I understand. Just like a movie or a book. Got it, got it, got it, got it, because all the visual cues are here. Now you're going to open your mouth and now you're going to say what you have to say. Be clear about it. Imagine you're an elevator, the famous elevator pitch. What is an
Mhm.
elevator pitch? It's saying, I'm going to be on the ground floor. Oh my God, this is the CEO of that company I've been trying to deal with or work for, whatever your dream is. Oh, and I'm going to the 15th floor, and so is he, so is she. All right, I'm going to get in that elevator and I'm going to just say, you know what? Forget my fear. I'm going to go after what I want. Now you're going to have an elevator pitch. And that elevator pitch better be super, super clear. What you do, what you deliver, what problem to what solution, whatever it is that you feel this is what you do. It should hold in literally three sentences at the most. You have 15 floor, remember, it goes very quickly. You got to be clear and concise. Now the person across does what? With that, now they understand the third part is, what can you do for me? Yeah, actually, yeah, that would fix my problem. It would definitely bring a solution to something I've been, struggling with. Maybe
Mhm.
you see that the company, the marketing is weak. Maybe it's unclear. Maybe the avatar is not so precise. Now you're telling them, I've seen this campaign run, but I could tell that you didn't do it because this, and that. Something to a value that now the third part of that strong brand is, okay, I can trust you because, okay, you're telling me a story I can actually understand visually. So emotionally and visually they connect. Now you are giving me your elevator pitch. Okay, wow, that's cool. Now, is that going to be profitable for me? Yes or no? And these are your three strongest points in a brand.
Right, exactly. I think that's well, like explained, and also like I think Swayeda asked that, so she will get a better understanding on, like the elements, and also will be able to try something. And Sayeda will be love to see you shining with your brand in this community. So, like share your success with us, share whatever you feel. It's an open community, and we always, like appreciate people coming, asking questions, sharing their wins and everything. So thank you so much, Sweda. Now we will be taking the last question for the day, and I have actually got something, because this is, like in the internet era, bullying someone or telling anything bad to someone is very like easy peasy. You just need your fingers and your keyboards. That's it. So like it's very important that we actually know how to handle that to maintain our personal brand. So I saw there is a like a question regarding this, and that's what I'm looking for, because so many questions I got, like sometimes I get lost seeing the questions. Okay,
That's all
I
right.
got it. How should one handle negative feedback or criticism online without harming their personal brand? So I think this is a very good question, because we all know how to, like we see a lot of articles or we see a lot of podcasts where they talk about handling negative feedback. Like sometimes maybe, like being savage and, like saying something on the face, but, like it harms your personal brand sometimes. It harms your, like it doesn't show that you are actually, like there to serve, or like there to like provide something or making a change. So what I would say, like how we can manage that and balance that, like we are also managing the feedback and also not like hampering our personal brand. And that's a very good question from Anaf, I would say. Thank you very much for this, because I was also, like thinking something like this, because most of our audience actually struggle with some things like this, because when they show up, when they, like they're trying to speak, they're trying to, like get on live sessions, podcasts or something like that, there are tons of people who are coming and, like commenting something which is not pleasant, definitely. So how do you think they can handle that, not being aggressive or hampering their personal brand?
Okay, so remember you said personal brand, but it's really your brand, period.
Right,
Personal and
right.
professional. So, but I get it. I get what you're saying, because when we talk about bullying, cyberbullying, or bullying in
Hmm.
general, and I know one thing or two about it, my father was not exactly an example of love, and at school I got beat up a good amount. So I do know the concept. And this is also why I'm able to help now out there, because cyberbullying or a bunch of kids, like going at it, or a bunch of adults for that matter, going and not going after someone, especially cyberbullying is for weak, horrendous, horrible people. Because why? They don't have to show themselves up. Like you say, they go on a keyboard and they type anything. I remember the first time I really saw the shift in my community. I mean, in my brain rather. I had my community, and then this person, this girl, I was on the red carpet promoting, I think, my second book or something. And she said, "Oh, wow, life must be really good because you look really fat." Like, first of all, sister, I go to the gym, I take care of my body. So the first thing that came to me was like, what? Are you kidding me? Then I looked, she was in China. So she was a little too far for me to go knock at her door and say, you know what, now I'm going to shave your head, you know. But that's the thing. Before the old me, oh my God, I would have opened a conversation like a cannonball to say, are you kidding me? This is what I eat, my regimen, my this, that, and the other. Instead, what did I do? I ignored her. And I'm thinking, okay, someone is going to read that. They can see the picture. I mean, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, and I know there are people in much better shape than me, but that is not the point. The point, I'm selling branding. I'm helping people to understand who they are. I'm coaching, guiding, teaching things that I love passionately. This, okay, she had nothing better to do. Maybe she should go and, go to the zoo and pet a panda. Maybe that'll make her feel better. I don't know. She should maybe eat something, because maybe she has an eating disorder and now she's trying to throw it on me by projection. It
Right,
can come when people are trolls. They are actually projecting and pushing their own problem, fear, insecurities, unalignment, whatever it is that they have going on in their life that's all over the place. They're pushing it back onto you. Remember, when someone says something nasty to you, whether it's even behind your wheel in the car, and it's easy for the finger, the name calling, the insults. Yeah, cyberbullying is the same. It's very easy. I mean, we just saw it here in America, between with the vote of the president. So much hatred, so much thing that's said to each other. And they also go into your community and try to insult you in front of your community. It's all right.
right,
It takes a
right.
lot of time. And, again, there is no magical trick to it. It's not like you can tomorrow, and maybe you can, I mean, it took me years to be able to finally look at a comment and say, it's not affecting my brand. Yeah. And I'm actually, to make it better, I'm going to leave the comment there. I'm not going to even block it or remove it. I'm going to leave it there. Now, what happened to the person across? And I do that. Like I was talking about that yesterday, actually, with a student. He's in Georgia Tech. Literally, he wants to become the president of this country one day. Brilliant kid.
Wow.
Yeah, brilliant kid. But it was just really about that. It's about the embracing on, okay, things are going to come at you. And the higher you go, remember, like now we're talking social media, the
Hmm.
higher you're going to go, the more jealousy, envy, nastiness, whatever it is that's not so good will grow as much as your community. And that's just the nature of human nature. That's just how humans work. If they're unhappy, they push it onto you and they try to get a reaction. Now, if you stay silent, what is the most actually powerful tool against someone like that? Ignorance, silence, letting them aside. That means they don't exist to you. They're not important enough to react. And who wants to be ignored? Nobody. So now by being ignored, they can even come back with something else nastier, and you ignore it again. Believe me, they're going to get more tired, because then your community love you so much, they will defend you. I remember actually
Hmm.
someone said something about her and say, I know Patrice very well. Believe me, he's super fit. But it doesn't
Hmm.
matter. Like, she did
Right.
that for me, and that was great. That was fun. But you see, I even let them do that. But to me, I stepped away from it. I watched it, and I actually, like I say, kept the comment, because now I wanted to show that I am in alignment. I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. People pay me really good money for what I do. I enjoy
Right.
love. I live by it. So why am I going to let people like that introduce like some sort of resistance into my life? No. So do the same, but
Right.
remember, it's a step-by-step process. It's not magical. It takes time before you get there, but one day you'll be so proud of yourself to read something nasty and say, okay,
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah, I think, that's the mindset. That's the, like the affirmation everybody wanted and everybody needed. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, and, like you gave the power, you gave the motivation, you gave the push to all of them, whoever like struggles with it, because, like maybe a very simple word can actually destroy somebody's mental health, somebody's career, somebody's personal brand. So if they can understand that this is nothing at all, and give them the, like the space to whatever you, when maybe they're commenting the first time, they're actually asking for attention, and that's why they're making the comment, right? And when they're not getting what they want, they will be furious and they will be bored and they will be done, right? So let's not think about that much. And thank you, Anna, for this lovely question. And with that question, we would be wrapping up for the day. It was a nice 40-minute session with all of you guys. Thanks for your valuable questions. We couldn't answer. I can see a lot of questions which we couldn't answer, but we will try to maybe reach out to you in the comments, or maybe you can ask this question in the next sessions that we have. So thank you so much, everybody, for your love, for your support. And with those warm wishes and questions and love and everything, we want to like conclude today's session. I would ask Patrice to, like give some last words and, like end it for the day.
Yeah, just remember, I'll sum it up to say your brand is the core of who you are. Not some magical potion you're going to drink, not some pieces you take and put together so it builds your brand. Remember, every day is the way you show up. Every day is the way you feel about yourself, how you present yourself, and how you go out there in the world with that. That is your brand.
Right, right. And yeah, with that powerful words, with that affirmation, we gonna end today's session, and it's a wrap. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day and implement whatever you have learned. See you next time.